Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shirtless Plantain Show. We have a quick just episode today. We have a special guest. I can't even speak. A special guest, CJ, aka Blue the Gunner. Arsenal had to play on Sunday, and I mean, this is our biggest rivals for me personally outside of Liverpool, and I needed to get one of my favorite Arsenal fans on here. Before we start, United, we did the damn thing in Paris because that's just what we do. It's in our blood.
Look at you, smug. Look at you holding that smile in.
Hey man, I've never watched this much highlights in like a week. Like I've literally watched the highlights probably every day since Wednesday. Like it's been that good. I think I might watch it after this. Like it's been great. Unfortunately, you guys went to France, unlike us, and shot the bed. I don't know what you guys were doing.
Yeah. I don't even want to talk about them games there, man. Like, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, your manager puts crude oil in his hair, so I mean, I don't know. You know, his hair pisses me off a lot. Like every time I see Unai Emery, he just vexes me. I don't like.
Yeah, man. I don't know. He's using a whole tub of gel and them things there, man. Yeah. But I like his jacket that he wore yesterday. But that's about the only positive I have from yesterday. To be very honest with you, bro.
Yeah. The only good thing I saw was Iwobi scored, and that's about it. So
did we even get that right? He meant to cross it. Like literally nothing went right yesterday. But we have to hold our L, man. We have to. Like, hopefully on Sunday, we'll be sitting in different spots in terms of this show. But yeah, man.
So some of you guys probably know. Some of you guys don't know. Arsenal for me are our biggest rivals. I grew up watching football in the '90s and early 2000s, and Arsenal was, you know. This is a team where you see players like Perez, Wiltord, and Henry just running at you, and you get pissed. I mean, these guys won at Old Trafford. So, I mean, that's also why I hate Arsenal. I mean, these guys came and won at our stadium in 2001. So, I mean, you've tried to, like, you know, offset it a little bit, beating them 8-2 and, you know, signing RVP and winning the league.
Let's talk about them things there, man. Like, let's focus on winning at Old Trafford, man. Let's keep it at that.
Yeah, we had some good times against Arsenal in the, you know, in the day.
You lot won the war, but Wenger gave you lot something to think about, man. Really and truly, man. It's a good clash, man. Considering the money you lot spent, we gave you lot a good run for your money, man.
Yeah. I feel like at the end of the day, with the amount of money United has, not too many teams can compete with us. And it's, you know, I personally think Wenger's one of the greatest managers of all time. I think he's one of my favorites. Wenger is he's a visionary, and he really helped the league out. And I feel as he got older, the owners of Arsenal shagged them. They did a terrible job with Wenger, and he had to take a bullet for a lot of their mistakes. And Wenger's still a smart guy. I mean, you can see his commentary. You can still even hear it. The guy knows what he's talking about. He's a legend in the game. So,
nothing but love on that. Yeah, man. Like you said, just to add on to that, for me, Wenger's a legend. Last couple of years, he obviously lost his way, but yeah, man, I can't really add on to what you said. You said it all for me, and it's to hear that from a United fan. Obviously, we banter and stuff, but it's nice to know there's a mutual respect, and that's all it is at the end of the day.
For sure. I mean, we all talk, you know, we talk shit about each other's teams, but at the end of the day, you just kind of have to be realistic and understand that United has too much money, and not too many teams can compete with us in that aspect. And you got some terrible owners, and it just fucks you guys over. When Chelsea came in, and that just messed everything up. So I mean,
yeah, man, yep, Chelsea. That we could be here all day on that Chelsea stuff and all the money they spent, and the fact that they've won the Champions League and we haven't, it's not fair, man.
Europa League too. They won both.
Yeah. I mean, if we can get a rub of the green like how they have, then boy, we'll be lucky. But in regards to a European trophy, still eludes me as an Arsenal fan seeing us lift that. I know we have that, but I'm 23. I wasn't seeing us lift that, so can't sit here and say anything really.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, Sunday's gonna be interesting though, because I mean, now we're looking at the top 4 race. I mean, the top 2 is kind of decided. It's between City and Liverpool for the title, but the other 2 spots are up for grabs. I mean, Tottenham are, you know, as we all know, Tottenham are foolish. And some reason now United are now 3 points behind Tottenham, and Arsenal right behind us 2 points, and it's just
Chelsea behind on both of us.
Yeah, it's like, you know, literally Sunday is like a big decider.
So, really,
you know what?
It's literally a 6-pointer, because if you lot beat us or we beat you lot, taking points off rivals is always a good thing. But especially because we're really I know Spurs, their 3rd position is dragged into it, but really and truly it's Arsenal, United, and Chelsea competing for that 4th at this moment in time. So it's essentially a 6-pointer for either side. So it's a must win. It's a must win for us based on what happened in the Europa League. And obviously we should have beat Spurs, but it's been and gone. It's a must win. You lot full of confidence. Obviously exceptional circumstances for going through in the Europa League, in the Europa Champions League. Sorry, so used to Europa at this point, but They lot going to be full of confidence, so it's going to be a big clash. For me, I think both sides have terrible defenses. I think if United fans can sit here and say their players are better, Arsenal can say the same, but if we're realistic, both sides present too many chances, give away a lot of goals. Even when they've kept a clean sheet, it's a lot of goals. So I do think both teams are going to score. I do think midfield is the key battle, and we was talking about before we aired the show. I really hope Herrera's not fit, because he does a lot of what people don't see. And you look at Arsenal with the playing out from the back and what Xhaka potentially, I know Xhaka's a bit of a debatable player, but what he does in terms of the team, Herrera marking him out of the game positionally, in terms of tactically and positionally, could be a good thing. So it's going to be an interesting clash for sure, man, at the Emirates. As long as they don't dance.
I agree with the defense. I mean, I was watching you guys play against Tottenham. I was like, why the hell is Mustafi playing at right back? I was like, the guy's lost. Mustafi is just absolutely lost. And
he's something else, man. He's something else, bro. He's something else. He's an enigma. The less said on Mustafi, the better. I'll be honest with you. I mean, to be honest, against Spurs, as terrible as I think he is, I actually think they didn't pressure him enough. So by default, he did okay. Yeah. Obviously, the penalty was offside. But you know, with Mustafi, a mistake is going to happen. He kind of killed us on the right-hand side. In fact, Mustafi kind of kills us on the right-hand side. Even if you look at yesterday's performance, he tries to get forward, but he's not a fullback. So we're not really causing any issues. And I think if we do that on Sunday, United are going to utilize that to their advantage. And yeah, man, I can see this being a very important clash, to be fair with you, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, you know, I think one of the things that what we're doing now is, even though it sounds kind of like foolish and romantic, is literally a way that all clubs play. And bringing Oli in has really changed that around. I know it's like super cliche. It's super cliche to say, oh, you're going back to United way, but it's just like literally Oli has been there and done that. Like, he knows what it's like for United. He's played against Arsenal in the heyday, so he understands and gets what United has to be. So it's good to see that, you know, we have a club legend doing this. And I personally hope he gets the job, because I feel like
he definitely should. Yeah, he definitely should. Yeah. Definitely should. I think the main thing I wouldn't say I liked it, because you lot are United, but I think the major thing with him is away from the tactics and everything else, it's just someone that allows you lot all to pull in the same direction. They like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's, I wouldn't say he's Mr. Man United, but you think of United, he embodies what it is. So everybody's pulling in the right direction. And I think football fans, we underestimate how much players actually enjoying a football match or having a smile on their face, what it can do with you. Again, similar to with you see Chelsea almost every season, and you're seeing it with United, and maybe even under Wenger. Player power is a massive thing. Players, nobody can tell me players don't stop playing for managers, because it's evident. They're playing. You see the uptake in form with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You see it with the likes of, maybe not Leicester is the best example, but when Claude Puel went into that side. So I like what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is doing. I think he can be given the job. I will say this, though. I do think testing times may come ahead. I mean, if he is given the job, there'll be that period. You look at, Emery, 22 games unbeaten. Everything was great. And I think it's slightly different with Ole, because he's had some big games and he's pulled through. But when that testing period comes, you really get to see what he's about. A lot of people belittled his appointment. Obviously, it's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You can admit he's a good player, but a manager doesn't really have many credentials. Been at Cardiff, been in his homeland. And I think he's really proved people wrong, and he's shown people that it's not always a case of you need to go for a manager that's won numerous Champions Leagues and all these honours. If he's competent and he can give you what you're missing, you see what happens for you lot, man. So adding on from what you said, yeah, man.
What do you feel about you guys on the Emery this season? I mean, I know that guy, for me, I initially, I didn't really care to watch. Oh, he's doing well. But then I started watching more. I was like, I don't like this guy. I was like, I'm in the group chat with a bunch of Arsenal fans, and they hate that guy. They hate Emery. Yeah, they do not like Emery whatsoever.
I get a lot of stick, because out of 10, I'll give him a 5, maybe a 6. I'll give him a 6 because possibly we're still in the top 4 race, and under certain circumstances. I don't think with Emery, I think you can't really have a position really and truly. I think people talk in extremes. I think we're still very much in wait and see, because on one hand, he's got us playing out from the back. He's improved us defensively at set pieces and offensive set pieces. We've got somewhat of a more fight. You've seen us claw back games, and there are some positives. And I like that he doesn't necessarily care for players, different personnel, different games and environments. But by the same token, these same things I'm praising him for, if you're consistently changing, and he has had injuries, but if you're consistently changing your team, are you really a tactical genius, or do you have a clue? You look at yesterday, again, individual mistakes let us down. All 3 goals, we could be here all day talking about the players, but second half, he killed us. We're down to 10 men. Why are you playing Mkhitaryan at fullback? And even if you're going to keep him there, Maitland-Niles and Cole are 2 left backs. Bring them on. We don't have a centre half on the bench.
That right there was just like, I don't know. Mkhitaryan cannot defend to save his life.
He's baffling. Like, I believe in him. He's showed me some good things. He showed me some good moments, like against Spurs. You know what? Even though we let ourselves down, even at Old Trafford in the draw, you look at the draw against Liverpool and the game against Chelsea, but these are isolated incidences. I think he's a bit too pragmatic. He likes the underdog status a bit too much. I'd like to see us assert ourselves because similar to United, don't get me wrong, these players are bad. Like, there's some bad players, but they're not as bad in terms of how we're playing. We can definitely be a bit more, what's the word, man? Put our authority on games and things like that. Because and another thing I'll get at him about is midfield runners. We heard a lot about analysis and tactical analysis and all of these things. The midfielders are still making the same mistakes. The defenders, excluding Mustafi, because that guy's something else. He's probably something else. The same mistakes. So are you really learning? Are you really sitting down and teaching these players what they're doing wrong? Where's the self-awareness from the players? Because I don't want anyone watching this to think I'm getting at Unai Emery. A lot of it, the majority of it is with the players. They're the one playing, but it's a wait and see for Unai Emery. It's a difficult job, of course. We weren't expecting no fireworks overnight, but yeah, man, I need to see a bit more. So I give him a 5 out of 10. He's had moments that have been 10 out of 10 and he's shown his brilliance, but consistently 50%, 5 out of 10. That's not the worst of results. People will say it's average, but I see the injuries we've had. I see the certain circumstances we've gone through to come out of that and to technically be a point or 2 off the top 4. 5 out of 10, man. It's decent, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you literally don't have a right back. I mean, Bellerin is done for the season, and Carl Jenkinson. I mean, let's not speak about Jenko. I mean, Jenko is a good lad, but he's not supposed to be at this level. So
all of them options. Where are the right back options? Like,
I mean, the history between us is just insane. I mean, this is probably one of my favorite rivalries because, like I said, I grew up watching this. I mean, I grew up watching Keane and Vieira go at it. I mean, I grew up watching the Gate. I remember seeing Van Nistelrooy get his, them in his face and him missing. I remember Rooney coming and ending your, the
don't talk about them ones, man. Keep it with the Arsenal moments, like
man. We've been through a lot as a fan base in like 20-something years, the pair of us. So it's been great to see the rivalry. Sunday's gonna be great. I'm excited for it because I want the season to end. I want to see Nigeria playing AFCON, so I want the season to hurry up. But it's been a long season, man. Like, it feels like the season
as well, man.
The season has been. I mean, we've literally had 2 seasons. I mean, we've seen us up to December, like the middle of December, Mourinho, and now we're seeing a different team on the social. I mean,
that could never happen, yeah.
Yeah, it's like everyone looks good. I mean, even though when we played on Wednesday, I mean, I was so impressed with Scott McTominay. You know how I feel about Scott. He played his ass out. He played his ass off. So, I mean,
I like a lot as well. Whenever he comes off, he looks a bit young, so he still needs to adjust. But I like what he has, man. He looks like he could be a really good player. Maybe next season you see the best of him, sort of thing. He's still adapting. He's 19. He's moved to another country, but he looks promising, man. Really like him.
Dalot, right?
Yeah. The fullback.
I knew he was gonna be a good player when I was reading about how he joined United. He basically shithoused his way to United. It was just like he did Porto dirty, and I was just like, any player who literally does sacrifices their career just to
mentality, innit?
Yeah, I was like, I like this kid. And every time he comes on, you're right, he looks like a live wire. So I mean, we'll see if he starts on Sunday or not. But
I wouldn't start him, I wouldn't start him. As much as I like him, I think it's, again, I don't want to praise Ashley Young, so nobody think I'm Ashley Young's fanboy or anything like that. But I feel when last time he played against Arsenal, we did kind of give him a tough time. As much as I like him, you've got to marry this game with experienced heads. Get me? Do you see what I'm saying? Young is not perfect, but Young's a bit more street smart. He knows the dark arts of the game and them sort of things. I think it's a game for guys like that. I think a lot off the bench, good option. He'll run his socks off. He'll terrorize. It could be a good option for you lot. So I think it's more, even with Arsenal, I'm leaning more towards the experienced heads. I know, sadly, we're not going to have Torreira, so it's a big plus point for you lot. I'd have to go with Aaron Ramsey because I believe there's no point of us sitting back. We might as well just have a go at you, go forward, because we're going to let us. But in my head, both teams are going to concede anyways. It's going to happen. It's going to come down to who scores the most. You look at the attacks, you have some wonderful options, and depending on how you look at it, we've got even/whatever. That's probably the closest bit in the side in terms of attacking options. So we might as well play to our strengths. Not sure if he goes with Aubameyang and Lacazette because I feel your former player Mkhitaryan has to play in this game. But yeah, man.
So quick before we go, do you have any predictions for the game on Sunday?
I've got to back my Arsenal guys, man. I'm going to say 3-2 Arsenal, 3-2.
Okay, I'm gonna go for us 4-1. And
Wow, the man there. Wow.
yeah.
I'm
I mean,
obviously
Martial's supposed to come back.
that
Great,
guy's
like we're off a high against PSG, and a lot of our players are confidence players. Like Lukaku needs confidence, and that guy's been scoring. So I feel like Lukaku's gonna score. So yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I will give him this last couple times he's played against Arsenal. Lukaku's done all right. Like I remember, was it last season where Koscielny and Mustafi messed up defensively with the errors? He done very well in that game. I cannot remember if he scored or not, but he had a very good game.
We got a black kit, right? And
yeah.
He did well. I mean, that first goal. I mean, his hold up play was great. I mean, he did well in that game. So I mean, exactly. I think Lukaku isn't the most aesthetically pleasing footballer, but when he is playing well, he does. You can see that there's a play in him. So
with Lukaku, I feel it's a bit of push and pull because you look at his size, and then it took me a while to realize his hold up play isn't good. Like Lacazette's half his size; he's got better hold up play. Exactly, and he always says that he looks towards Suarez and these sort of players. It's good to learn off other players, but God made you a bully. God made you a 6 foot plus, but Mark Henry sort of guy. Bully players, just score goals and bully. Like, yeah, you need service. Yeah, your first touch is poor, but feed on that. Just be what you want to be. Just be what God made you to be. I get it's nice that you want to learn off Henry and all of these other players, but they've got
your strength.
Exactly, it's not your strength. You're a bully. You're a bully. Terrorize defenders. When he gets into that path in the channels, who's stopping him? He's a physical, and when he gets in the stride, he's quite quick. Who can stop him? Should stick towards that. Hopefully, against Arsenal, we don't do that. But yeah, man.
Right. CJ, I want to thank you so much for your time, man. I mean, I know
I've always got time for guys like you, man. Thank you for having me, bro.
CC's also great, man. You guys need to follow him. He's done some great content for Arsenal, so I mean, you guys follow him. We'll be back with more episodes of Shirtless Plantain Show. Thank you guys so much. CJ, thanks so much once more.
Pleasure for having me, bro.
All right, no doubt. Have a good one, man.
You too, man. Take care.
Take care, everybody. Peace.